orange semis, Cliff Drysdale, Patrick McEnroe, Mary Carrillo have the call when you come back.
Quarterfinal of the men's singles. Guillermo, Coria, and Andre Agassi, the Roland Garros. Enjoy. First ball, best of 5. Guillermo Coria saying that his dad was a tennis teacher, and thanks to him I'm playing tennis. He said that he was so young when he picked up a tennis racket he can't even remember that time, but he's had a racket in his hand since he was born, basically. And Coria also said that watching Andre Agassi win in Roland Garros, and he celebrated, he said he got goosebumps to see him crying. I was watching it live because he was here in Paris playing the junior event. So Agassi is a big hero to Coria.
Doing a very good job in this first game to try to prove to Andre Agassi that he has learned so much from watching him. Beautiful start for Coria. Very unlike the underdog Maresmo in that last match. But I've got to think that this man is going to try to behave as much like Serena Williams as he possibly can.
He's also learned quite a bit, Mary, from the fact that we're trying to show Agassi that he's learned from their 2 previous meetings. Coria has won just 4 games against Agassi in those 2 matches. Forced to retire was Coria when they played at the Australian Open this year in the second set of 6-1, 3-1 with blisters on his feet.
Chair ump has decided not to check the mark. The game goes to Coria. And he's got 1 game to love in the first. And a very friendly hello to everyone. Cliff Drysdale alongside Mary Carrillo and Patrick McEnroe. You know, Mary, there are certain players that stride a Grand Slam in a more magnificent way than others. And I'm not sure that there's ever been anybody that's been more magnificent in that regard than Andre Agassi.
Well, I mean, again, I think he's so much the man to beat. You know, he's the guy who's got all the weapons and all of the experience and all the requisite confidence to win this match. I mean, Coria can run like the wind, Patrick. And maybe early in Andre's career, he would have had a problem with a guy like this. I can't imagine it happening.
He's going to have to run like a hurricane today to keep up. And he is capable. And again, Coria has won a big tournament on clay this year. He's got a wonderful feel for the ball. I just wonder if he has enough weapons, enough firepower to move Agassi around enough in this match, because he's got to be able to take some offense to worry Agassi. Otherwise, he's going to be running about a marathon out there.
That's about right.
And he's already run a marathon in this tournament. He's worked very hard. Andre Agassi worked hard in his first match, but after that, it's been very, very easy for Agassi. Love 30 in the second game. Agassi down 1 game to love.
Agassi taking out Coria in the round of 16 at this year's Australian Open, winning the first major of the year. It's the kind of point that Coria is going to be playing all day when he's stretched wide. He's looking at the mark on that serve there, circling the mark, talking to the umpire.
At this point, it doesn't matter. It's too late. You want to change call, you got to stop the point.
If that shot can work for Coria today, and it's worked early, that's going to give Agassi some trouble. Agassi is always susceptible to this ball right here, the 1-2, and the backhand up the line. And someone with a real big two-hander can worry Agassi, especially on this surface. Look at that return. Because Agassi is not his quickest moving to his right to cover the forehand corner. And he usually cheats a little bit towards his backhand side.
Break point. And a breaker serve against Agassi in his first serve game, 2-2. Coria. Mentioned he's played a couple of times and has not been good for Coria.
He's already matched the number of games he's won in any match they played. He lost 0-2 to Agassi last year in Cincinnati.
Very sweet start, huh? The way Coria's gone out there. Just swinging so freely, going for his shots. Knowing that that's the kind of ball he's got to play against someone as solid as Andre. He's got to move as quickly as he can. He doesn't want to drift too far beyond any of the lines of this court, so he's taking the ball nice and early. Quick feet and quick racket work.
Had a handful of Argentinians here, all of whom really had a shot here because they're such outstanding clay court players, but just one left.
And 4 Spaniards.
Break point here for Agassi to get back on serve.
Well, this man, Alberto Mancini, knows a little bit about clay court tennis, Italian Open champ. And he took over the reins for Coria at the beginning of this year, just after the Australian Open.
Breaker serve to Agassi. We're on serve 2-1 early stages here. This best of 5-set men's quarterfinal match in action. Andre Agassi. We're at the Roland Garros, everybody, and we are having some serious fun here with Coria and Agassi here in the last 8 of this championship, battling for a place in the last 4. Our coverage continuing until this weekend, and then the final here on Sunday. Just 2 weeks and 1 day after that, we will be headed to the All England Club for the championships.
June 23rd. Start our coverage from there.
Like 120 hours.
You know, Mary, you mentioned earlier what a great hand this guy has, and his coach, Alberto Mancini, told me that when he started working with him, he said it's absolutely phenomenal how easily this guy picks things up. He said he would tell him something about strategy or about technique. The guy could just do it immediately.
Instantly absorbed and integrated.
Yeah, and you know better than anyone that with a young player, it's not that easy for them to do that. But he's so gifted with his hand, and he's a beautiful striker of the ball.
15 30.
Been out there a while.
Well, in the last match, he had fairly easy go of it the first 3 rounds. Zabaleta, another Argentinian who's a good dirt baller, took him the distance. And Mancini told me, he said he's starting to feel that pressure a little bit of being the guy, the best Argentinian guy. There's that backhand up the line again, but he's certainly come out here, I tell you, firing. This 1-2 is going to be something that Agassi is going to have to deal with here. The cross-court backhand, and Coria, with that early striking of that ball, has another break point.
I keep saying Coria. I think you're talking about Jim Coria, you know, the one of the Fab Four. Slides another two-hander down the line. He's hit a few clean winners there. 3 in that game, 3-1 to Coria. He's broken Agassi twice. And the game Agassi's won so far is on the break.
He's pleasantly cocky about this match too. This kid.
He's got a little attitude out there.
He's got some toot, and that's seems to be the reputation he's earned at a very young age.
He looks like he could be Agassi's son.
Yeah.
He's sort of playing like it now, too. Well, Agassi has already changed his pattern. He's already going up the line now with his backhand, trying to change the tempo of these rallies. Darren Cahill,
killer,
is Agassi's coach. There it is again. Yep.
He got it.
And Agassi, you know, he's going to have to continue with that other pattern, taking his backhand down the line, because Coria is just one-upping him in the cross-court backhand department, setting up down the line.
But you figure that he's figured that out already?
I think he has, yeah. He definitely has. Whether or not he can actually change it up and be successful is another question.
Coria is a huge soccer fan, as you would imagine. His brother, Federico, is just, let's see, about 11 years old now. He's a huge soccer player. And another brother, Roman, who's a year younger than him.
Wasn't a terribly well-struck drop shot from Agassi, and Coria is so quick.
30.
Guide lists him at 145 pounds. Coria.
40-30.
Not much on that serve at all. 89 miles an hour. Agassi is a little rattled.
He's trying to get himself a little more alert, too. This is not the start that Agassi wanted at all. Yanked on that one, and it's wide.
Coria.
Coria holds on, and he's got 4 games to 1 in the first set.
Coria
Guillermo Coria 4-1 over Andre Agassi. Agassi about to fire here. And he has not held serve in either serve game yet. That's gone.
Agassi's had only 2 winners in 5 games against 7 unforced errors.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the backhand down the line again. And if Coria can continue to handle Agassi's backhand up the line the way he did in that point with his own forehand, I mean, Andre's going to have to start really analyzing what he needs to do.
I think he's going to start trying to avoid that backhand. 7 of Coria's 9 winners have been off the backhand side. 6 of them down the line winners, like you've been talking about, Patrick. Yeah, I'll bet Agassi's going to go over to that forehand side for a while.
Well, he's got to start moving Coria more. And I think Agassi will look to step inside the court a little bit more, because he's not going to beat this guy if he's on the run, Agassi. That's what he needs to do. Get him side to side and push him back behind the baseline. Agassi has more weight behind his shot, more power.
But Coria is light as a feather,
Yeah,
and he moves like it.
Yeah, he's quicker. He's much quicker. This kid, Guillermo Coria, grew up, as you see his winners there, without much. 400 kilometers from Buenos Aires, and his dad, as you said, Cliff, was a tennis pro. Actually named him after Guillermo Vilas. And the winner here.
Here's that one down the line, and Agassi for the first time holds on. 4-2 Coria. Coria's grandparents came from Spain. His mom's family originally from Italy.
When he was 13, Guillermo, he spent a year in Florida at a tennis academy and hated it. Had a terrible experience. Came home and was lucky enough to get some help from the Argentinian Federation. At that point, the economy wasn't doing as poorly as it is now, and he and Nalbandian were able to get help from the Federation.
But who doesn't hate it? You leave 13 and go to
Well, some kids like it. Agassi left when he was that age too.
Yeah, but he couldn't
like
stand it there either.
Yeah.
He sure hung around a while,
He
though.
stuck it out, though.
It sure helped him out.
Vilas, Clerc, Franco Scolari in 2000, semi-finalists here. Guillermo Vilas clearly the dominant player from the Argentine.
Won the title in '77 over American Brian Gottfried.
Who is here playing in the senior event? Did Johnny Mack have a win today? Well, no, he was out there. He and Stiek playing together in the doubles. They were up a set and a break, and then I think they went down.
They went down.
Oh, no.
There you go. Oh, no. There's been a few rackets flying out there.
30 all.
Saw Clement with the old leg kick, but not too successful yesterday. But Coria jumps up into that ball, and he's been real successful. See Cliff here, he's bad-mouthing that move. This guy's doing it pretty well. You got anything to say about that?
No, I just... You always leave me speechless. If any of my guys ever did it, it's like that between the leg shot. I hate it.
I'm surprised Agassi's going back to the Coria backhand side.
Point there.
What's that?
That was game point, sorry.
Yeah, it worked, but I still think he was making some progress going over the forehand. Try to work that over a little bit.
Deuce.
Get that backhand of Coria's cold.
Don't you love this crowd? They know exactly what's going on out there, and they're quiet. They're interested. This is, you know, this man who strides like a giant. These Roland Garros courts, Andre Agassi in action. They have so much respect, mutual actually. Break point.
Wow, that was just a great backhand there from Coria from outside the alley, the doubles alley. Not only did he get that ball cross court, but had tremendous jump. And that's why Agassi couldn't control it. It's a little breezy down there as well. Agassi struggling slightly with his timing.
Agassi.
Oh.
That's good.
Man, that is genius right there. How cool and calm is this young cat?
That was bodacious. What that was on a break point.
Look at
Watch
this right
Agassi.
here. And good cover by Agassi. And look what he just takes it out of the air, slides into it.
Agassi was pretty quick off the mark on that. Not quick enough. Deuce. Just break point.
Agassi.
Agassi's had 5 break points. 5, and he's broken once. There's Agassi's down the line for the break. Anything you can do, and we are on serve. Agassi will serve, and we come back here to Paris and the French. Guillermo Coria 4-3 against Andre Agassi. Agassi to serve. We're on serve here. Nikki of Kansas City logged on to ESPN.com comes up with this for you guys to chew on. I know Agassi, one of the 4 or 5 players to win all 4 majors, but did the others play on 4 different surfaces? A good question. Also, is Andre the leader of the most Masters Series events in history? Yes. And if so, where will he fall in the history of the game?
There's a lot of questions in there. No, they played back in the day when the other gentlemen won their majors. They played 3 out of the 4 on grass. Only this was played on clay.
Gil Reyes on the top left of your screen, and the unrecognizable one there, multiple Grand Slam winner.
That blonde wife of his.
Steffi on the right.
Oh, yeah.
He got it.
That is so good. Boy, this Coria kid, he's a roadster. And of course, he's playing someone who more resembles a tank, which in the end I think might be his undoing. But for right now, Coria looks lightning quick out there, making Agassi look sluggish, which isn't easy to do.
I think with Coria, and we've talked about the sliding thing before, is he slides, he moves well, he slides, and while he's moving and sliding, he's thinking ahead, and he also makes the shot. You put those 3 things together, and you've got a clay court artiste.
Well, that's the beefier quality to Agassi being evident right there. Cheaper points with the first serve. A little more weight behind that serve. And as this match goes on, certainly this man has helped in that department pump up those legs. Agassi gets so much power in his serve from his legs. He's not the most natural above head. He's not that strong. I mean, he doesn't have that natural motion like a Pete Sampras or a great live arm, as some baseball pitchers have. But he's worked on getting a little more direction on the serve, more consistency, more spin. And a lot of that strength, his strength, comes from the legs and running those hills in Vegas and doing the gym work.
I wonder how much longer he can keep going at this level. He's 33 years old. And he shows no signs of a letdown. If anything, he gets stronger. That Sales and Agassi has leveled this match now. 4-1 down. Now we're even. Apparently Agassi brings his own towel. He uses his own towel, not the Roland Garros towels.
That serve from Coria only 92 miles an hour.
That is called good.
Carlos Bernardis coming out of the chair to take a look. Somehow I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's the right shot spot.
That was the one.
I love our shot spot, but
anyway, it was clearly out. You could tell from shot spot. That call for Agassi, love 30.
Even though Agassi didn't come out and play his very best tennis, and Coria was, you always get the sense that he wasn't panicking at all. I mean, he knew exactly what had to happen. He never looked too terribly worried, did he?
No. And going into this game, I was thinking that this is a crucial game for Coria, just having lost 3 in a row. If he goes down here, then this could be a short afternoon. Break point. saves 2 break points. Still 1 to go for Agassi. Argentine Championships in Hamburg. You guys already mentioned it. The 4 semi-finalists there. Coria beat Gaston Gaudio 3 sets in the semi-finals, then took out Caleri in straights in the championship match. That's wide. The breaker's serve goes to Agassi, and now from 4-1 down, he will serve for the first set when we come back. Agassi with a 5-4 lead represents a breaker's serve. He's serving for the first set here. Lost his first 2 serve games, just so you know.
Yeah, but from 1-4 down, Agassi has had only 1 unforced error and 6 winners. And it's become the match that we all expected it would be.
And Agassi's really starting to attack the ball more in these last 4 games, hitting through the court, taking the ball early, and he's just pushed the littler guy around. And Coria not having enough firepower to keep Agassi at bay.
On that last changeover, Coria was upset with himself, and his coach Alberto Mancini looked at him and yelled at him to fight. We have seen Coria go away. He's still very young. I mean, he's full of talent, but perhaps not always full of heart.
Those are the balls that give Agassi more trouble, those heavy topspin shots getting up high, and that's what Coria has got to try to do more of. He can't match Agassi taking the ball early and hitting it relatively flat. He's got to turn this into more of a spinning war.
Yes, that's a Coria type backhand there off the line, and a little shrug there from Coria, and Agassi is a couple of points away from the first set. 30-all, 5-4.
On top.
He really looks like he's got some of the fear factor going for him as well.
That serve 121 miles an hour and at a 5-4 30-all. You need that. You got to be able to pull that out at certain moments, and Coria just doesn't have that as part of his arsenal.
And that's about as big as you ever see Agassi's serve get.
And he rarely goes for those big serves, and he can save him for those big moments.
That point.
Also gives Agassi the luxury of, making a few mistakes, trying to hit bigger shots, because he knows he's got that serve. Courier's under more pressure on his serve because he doesn't have that luxury.
Bomb down the middle again.
.191, that's 118 miles an hour. It's usually right around where he goes, when he goes big.
Oh, that's beautifully done by Agassi. Adjusting so well at the end of that set.
ruthless Agassi wins at 6-4. That celebration enabled him to say, "I've won all 4 Grand Slams." It was here at the French Championships that he won his last. Started with the Great Wimbledon Championships, which was the hugest surprise to him and to everybody else. So he has them all under his belt, 8 in total. Second set, he's 1 set up.
And back to the hat, Agassi. Sun still to be behind the clouds there. A little sunnier at the moment.
At a young age, Agassi had such 2 very good looks at winning his first French Open title when he was 20 and 21. He lost those finals to Andres Gomez and Jim Courier. And Gil Reyes, his fitness coach and best friend, had come to call the French Open the Dragon. It took Andre a while to slay it.
30-0.
This is the one that has caused him the most grief.
When he himself said earlier this week, Mary, that this is the toughest one for him to win. There's more tough dirt ballers out there.
Still 3rd on the all-time list. That's not bad, is it?
No. Too bad.
And look, I know, you cringe every time I say it, Patrick, but if he's only a couple of wins away from winning this slam, he'll have 2 under his belt, and then we're going to have to start. We're going to have to start talking about the slam for this year for Agassi, if this is indeed the toughest one for him to win.
Well, and Wimbledon on the grass, there's really only a handful of guys that you would think have a realistic chance of beating Agassi on grass or going deep into that tournament on clay. I mean, there's 30, 40 guys that could give Agassi a lot of trouble.
Out of reach. Game point, Coria.
We're so used to players hitting drop shots off the backhand side. This forehand, that's a tricky little thing to do, especially against someone like Andre Agassi.
Interesting yesterday, Mary, talking to Albert Costa, the defending champ, up on our terrace. And he said that he thought it was a problem, actually, that the balls were so heavy and not bouncing that high that so many players were resorting to hitting these drop shots because he said it's so difficult to finish points off. I think it's been sort of fun.
I do too.
It's been a very drop-shotty French.
Yeah, it has.
It's unbelievable.
So what was it like in Paris, guys, for 2 weeks? It's really drop-shotty.
It's easier to disguise drop shots off a 2-handed backhand.
Needs more of that, Coria. Take the initiative more. He's got to almost try to out Agassi.
He did play a little bit off his heels at the end of the first, didn't he?
He started pushing the ball and letting Agassi just control stuff. He's got to say to himself, I'm going to make a few more unforced errors, but I'm also going to hit more winners. I'm going to try to anyway.
Misses that one again. He's got some serious geographical movement there. He really has to cover a lot of territory, as does everybody against Agassi. Deuce, first game, second set. It's a ho-hum sort of time of this match, but believe me, Coria has got to hang on and try to win every game he can, or Agassi could run away with this.
Avantage, Coria.
On the board in the second, Guillermo Coria.
Made his move at the beginning of the clay court season, did Coria and Monte Carlo, where he made it all the way to the final there, losing to Juan Carlos Ferrero.
I need a towel from there. I think most of them are down there.
Agassi won in his towel from the right side. He's very, very particular about everything. His rackets, his hat, his wristbands, putting his dirty clothes in the right bag.
He uses an incredible amount of fabric softener on his. No, really. I mean, I was very particular about his. They got to be soft. They got to be fluffy.
Right.
Very proud of the frozen drinks he makes for you. And you see all of that fussiness in the way he plays tennis now.
Couple of drops of rain falling. Takes more than a couple of drops for the players to stop on this clay court because it can absorb the rain. See a few umbrellas. No, it looks like they're going away. 15-30. Down now, 30 all. Second game, second set, first set to Agassi.
Counter.
A routine day for the top women, except for this one, Petrova, a surprise semifinalist.
There's Bonareva too. That was supposed to be Capriati, Venus Williams.
Oh.
Counter.
Leashes that two-handed down the line again. Clean winner for Coria, and he's going to break point.
Counter.
And the serve from Agassi gets him out of a hole. 181 kilometers, about 113 miles an hour. A couple umbrellas up in the upper decks here.
Heavier conditions will make this all the better for the second seed.
Second seed with the first seed, the Australian Leighton Hewitt, already sidelined.
Not sure I agree with that, Mary, that the heavy conditions
Coria.
will favor Agassi. It might give Coria a little more time. He doesn't have the power of Agassi.
Damn,
but,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I don't know. Agassi doesn't. He likes the conditions a little bit drier because he feels like he can do both. He can hit through the court and he can hit with a little more margin.
Game point here for Agassi.
That's my sense is tougher conditions make Andre Agassi even more demand out here against the young pup.
With apologies, that was advantage there for Coria, not Agassi. So it's deuce now.
Oh, they both had an easy look.
Easy pass and then as easy. I think Agassi must be so surprised he had such an easy volley. Here's another break point for Coria.
Agassi didn't even let the ball girl take that ball that he missed so badly. He took it and threw it away behind him, so he wouldn't have to use that one again.
Deuce.
Bad error there from Coria at break point. He was behind the baseline. You try to flatten it out. You got to spin that back. Talking to himself. Can't give it to Agassi on a big point like that. If he hits the winner, too good, but don't make the unforced error that early in the point.
No. Another break point.
Coria.
His chances in this game, 7 break points for the match. 4 in this set for Coria. This game, in fact. Agassi saves another one.
He made that look so easy. That was such a tough shot. That ball stayed extremely low. And Agassi, look at the way he gets up to the ball. Good little steps and then controls it. Hit it right just slightly under his knee where he made contact, and he hit it pretty flat.
He just missed that one before.
Yeah.
Really cleaned it up for when he needed it. There's another short one. And another.
That one a little higher, so much easier picking for Agassi on that.
Agassi.
It would bother me if I was Alberto Mancini, who's Coria's coach. His body language does not look like he really believes he can win this.
You talk about Mancini's body language? Yeah, he looks flustered. He threw his racket when he lost that first set, having been up 4-1, and now he's pouting.
One apiece in the second. Bob McFadden, Palm Springs, says, we were talking about number 1 and 2 seed a minute ago. Does Hewitt remain in Paris to support his girlfriend, or does he practice on grass? And the answer is?
He was there today.
Yep.
Watching Kim Kleisters.
Played a great-looking match. Kim Kleisters 2-1. Surprise quarterfinalist Conchita Martinez.
Agassi just bludgeoning that forehand on the run.
That whole counts. Counts up.
First ace. Coria, first ace in the match, in fact. Agassi, though, has had a much more weighty serve, and that's won him a lot more cheap points. See Coria trying to tell himself maybe to calm down.
Sure, I've seen a two-handed down the line. I've always been a big advocate of that two-hander down the line, because I think the two-hander's got such good control of the racket for that shot, but anybody hit it better than Coria. Very good sight on that ball. 30-all. That was a bad judgment error from Agassi. Tried that drop shot from where he was, because Coria was way too close. Look where Coria is here at this stage, and he's just waiting for it. He's inside the baseline. No problem. Game point. Coria holds on serve in the second. Agassi coming back from a big deficit in the first set, 4-1 down to win it 6-4. We're on serve now in the second, 2-1. There's how things stand now, guys. We've got 4 Spaniards in the quarterfinals. We're watching Coria and Agassi. Verkerk's a Dutchman taking on Moya. Then you've got 3 Spaniards up the top. And Gonzalez.
Well, you know, he keeps going. He's going there an awful lot, Agassi. That is the 14th winner that Coria has had on that backhand side against 5 forehand winners from Coria, and 2 of them with drop shot winners. But we saw this Agassi trying to break down Mario Andžić's better side, his backhand. He tried that for better part of 2 sets, and he went down those 2 sets.
Good news for Agassi, of course, he's ahead. And yeah, Coria, you know, can open the court up with his forehand, but he doesn't penetrate as well, and he can't take it quite as early as he can as on the two-hander.
Thumped that for him.
Yeah, that was pretty explosive right there.
15-30.
Repeating what you already said, for Coria, he's got to take it to Agassi. If you play defensive style with Agassi, he'll just stalk the baseline and run you ragged. Break points here against Agassi's serve for the first break of the second for either player. Saw the opening and clips the outside of the line.
30-40.
And this is why I idolize this guy. Yeah, he does hit the lines. Looking at it like he's surprised. One time I was practicing with Andre in Vegas. And again, playing the big points so well, and we were having a practice session, and I was doing the same sort of thing Coria was. I was looking at the, you know, every time Andre hit the line, Andre said, that's why they put him there, for me to hit him. Scary thing is he meant it.
Saves a couple of break points, and we're at deuce at 1-2 second set.
Oh, come on. Oh, that is scary.
Agassi just robbed him any time. He could have had to prepare for that.
A smile on that face says, I don't believe anybody can do what he just did.
Defensive work from Agassi in that point is what demoralizes you as the opponent. Not his offense, his defense.
Whoa!
The open court, and he steers it down there. He doesn't miss that shot.
For all his pouting, he, you know, he's coming right back.
Égalité.
I mean, the beautiful angle set this one up, and look how he cuts the court off. See how he's moving into the court? That's Agassi-like, taking it early. Look where he finishes when he hits that shot way inside the baseline. That's wonderful court positioning. Oh, this is getting fun.
Yeah, unless you're Agassi. This is a break point. Another one in this game.
Coria.
I just think that's a shot you don't want to give this guy too much. I must say I'm a little surprised that he's giving Coria so many looks on that backhand side.
Oh, man.
That's the break.
Target practice.
Coria mène par
He
3
was saying to
jeux.
himself, and he's the Agassi's coach, I mean, can this guy keep it? Maybe Agassi's a little stubborn, you know, saying, I don't think he can keep doing it, but I think he's got to get used to the fact that he can. These two practiced, by the way, with each other before the tournament started out there on the bull ring. Court 1.
Zéro.
Killer K, who would like to be on the court? Do you think Agassi would like him to be on the court?
He said he doesn't. I mean, he said he believes that tennis should be exactly the way it is. No coaches on court.
Who, Agassi said?
I agree with him.
Oh, I do too. I mean, I understand the benefits, and certainly in team competition, it's great that there's coaching. And Patrick, you certainly, as Davis Cup captain, have been able to give all kinds of insight and suggestions and to your young players. Stays in.
Perfect steer.
I think it's the mark of a good coach not to have to coach somebody during a match. You work all that stuff out before you hit the court.
And it's a mark of a great player, Mary, that knows how to figure things out mid-match.
Right. That's exactly right.
And that's what makes tennis so special and so different from every other sport, that you do have to figure it out.
You are so traditional, man. Again, that two-handed down the line to mean winner, 30 all in this game. 3-1 Coria, first set. Agassi down 4-1 in the first set. Now down 3-1 in the second.
Look at that. 18 winners off the backhand wing for the Argentine.
Break point to get back here on serve.
He's huffing and puffing a little bit, Agassi. He's getting a workout for the first time in a few days. These few matches have been pretty comfortable for him.
That will be good.
He may remember that one for a while, Agassi.
Had a chance to put that one away, didn't he?
Oh, he bricked that first volley. Totally muffed it and gave Coria 2 more looks.
Avantage, Coria. Égalité.
So he misses one.
I missed 1 out of 12 of those, and I'm going to throw my racket.
Yeah, but what a point, though. I mean, that would have been 4-1. That's why he's aggravated. Not that he missed one backhand, but that he hasn't secured this game yet. When Agassi played it too cautiously at the net, and here's another chance for Coria.
So many players these days, most of them in fact, stalk the backhand side of the court. They leave the forehand open because they feel like they can cover it so easily. And Coria has got the antidote for that. That is long, and Agassi loses it 4-1. He was down 4-1 in the first, now 4-1 in the second. He came back in the first. Can he come back here? Agassi wins the first set. Coria leading 4-1 in the second. Agassi to go.
À 0.
Whoa, what was he trying there?
He was so excited by the first drop shot, he won't do it again. Yeah. Drop shot is actually, it's a good shot in and of itself. Not that last one wasn't, because it makes your opponent worry about that shot, keeps him a little bit on his heels.
Oh yeah, Agassi's in trouble here. He's a little flat-footed now, and he's a little unsure about how to put this guy away. And Coria is gaining in confidence right now. Ooh. Oh, Agassi circling the mark. It looked like it took a funky bounce.
It did.
Must have hit a little mound of clay, though.
And not the line. 30-all.
I gotta think Agassi's going to steer these to the forehand. Oh, that's slow. Look at that.
Yeah,
huh?
he's
no
not,
reaction.
Yeah, he's not moving that well right now. And Coria's ability to take the ball early has Agassi guessing. And it's dangerous, Mary, for Agassi to go strictly into his forehand side, because Coria is able to pull him outside the court a little with that shot, and then set up the backhand. Yeah, he's flustered.
Looks like he's lost interest in the set.
Well,
5-1 to Coria.
He was up at the net with about 5 minutes ago with a chance to put this second set right back on serve. Played a couple of cautious volleys that may have cost him the whole set.
This is Coria for the set.
And Agassi's forgotten to change rackets. It's new balls now after that last game, and Agassi has not gone over to change rackets like he always does.
That just underscores again the fact that he's not thinking clearly right now.
And the ball's flying on him. He's looking at his strings. I wonder if he'll remember. Rattled.
Walkabout, as the Australians called it.
Oh, he got him.
He's apologizing to him, but he was going for him and he got him.
15-30.
Watch.
It was a love tap. It's wide.
Man, he really is missing. I mean, and he's got to.
Coria's looking at that mark and as if to say that might have clipped the line. I mean, I don't know how much more generous you can be.
If you're sure, then I'm sure, says Agassi.
I think Bernardus, the chair umpire, asked Agassi if he wanted him to go look at the mark. And Agassi said, you make the decision, not me. Agassi's just out of it now.
Really, really flat. At a time, a couple of games ago, when you thought he'd want to take care of this young pup, hit him on the nose with a newspaper.
Well, even if he's going to lose this set, Mary, make this guy work. To me, that's the most unsettling thing about how Agassi's playing these points. He's not working the youngster. That's always such a part of his overall game plan. Take the legs away from his opponents.
Coria.
Set point.
What has happened here in this match is exactly what did not happen even a little bit when earlier today Serena Williams took out Amelie Mauresmo.
For Agassi, he must be wondering if he shouldn't have given a little better effort on his serve, because if he can get this one and he had held on, it'd be on serve as it is. He's the insurance break down. 5-1 break point Agassi. Comes back once, he'll have to hold it and break again to get even, folks. 6-4 to Agassi in the first, and he's just broken in second, but he's way down. 5-1, in fact, and Coria has been hitting his winners, as we've been talking a lot about here. These are the winners from Coria's side that's closest to you, and the down-the-line backhand has done by far the most damage.
especially with that two-hander, the one up the line, as the shot spot shows you. Agassi trying to change it up, but haven't seen that many players, guys, that have the same type of ability to take the ball on the rise early as Agassi is, and this guy's sort of the first that I've seen come along that can really do that consistently. And not just take it early, but take shots that are coming with a lot of pace and take them early.
Agassi having a bad patch there now, seems to have collected himself, got the break. 15-love in this, but is it for this set too little too late? Is Coria getting a little too defensive when he is up in a set?
Clean game from Agassi, so now we'll see what Coria is made of here as he attempts to serve it out again.
See what Agassi's made of.
We know what Agassi's made of. That we know. But I think you make a good point, Cliff. I mean, Coria's got to take this set. Agassi is obviously regathered himself these last couple of games.
Right.
Coria's got to go after the ball.
That time he does put it away. Remind you about that what was it, forehand, backhand, I forget now, that volley throw that he ducked earlier in the set that really put him in the hole.
It was one of each.
15-30. And now break points for Agassi for a second straight break for him. This would get him back on serve. He was saying the other day, bears repeating that how Agassi has changed. You look at his focus at this stage in a match and how he used to be much more willing to share his emotions and to get his crowd involved. Doesn't do that anymore. All business. It's his racket and his swing and his game, his persona that we were talking. Break point.
Nice energy from Coria there, saving 2 break points.
Agassi on a string like he usually has his opponents. And we've had a set point here for this man from Argentina.
Both guys feeling each other out during that rally. Alberto Mancini, Coria's coach. And Agassi a little defensive, and Coria took advantage. He said, fine, you're not going to go for it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's on the line. Ball game.
Got a third set coming. First to Agassi 6-4, second to Coria 6-3, set 3 when we come back to Paris.
Coria about to start the third set. Cliff?
Thanks, Chris. One set apiece here. First set to Agassi 6-4, second Coria comes back and nearly let it slip. Agassi with chances to get back even, fails. It's a set apiece.
15-30 in this opening game. And Agassi's got to stop the bleeding here. As Coria, if he can get up early in this set, then Agassi's really going to have to start rethinking his game plan.
Break points in the first game of the third.
Agassi's doing a whole lot of scrambling right now.
Actually, I think his energy level is low. I wish he looked a little more scrambly. He looks flat to me. Look at that. Man, jeez, he didn't even move.
I don't think he thought it was going to go over. And Agassi is broken in the first game of the third.
Well, that shows Mary's point just precisely. He's just not aware enough of what's happening.
Started out with that awful attempted drop shot in the second set when things were about even, or he was down a break, and I don't know, he just has not been able to recover.
That's where Agassi does not want to be, running to that forehand side. And Coria is starting to win points a little easier now. He's still not doing it with the serve, but look at this. And Agassi's going to go change sticks now.
When your body language tells this Agassi story at the moment, it also does one huge thing, and that it gives Coria the feeling that he can win this match, whereas after the first set, having lost, he lost 5 straight games at a certain point. Look at him.
Yeah,
He's pretty relaxed.
he really is. And that's the thing. After the first set, it looked like he was going to, turn
Exactly.
into Mr. Krabby Potatoes.
That's changed. Only the second for Coria in the match. Agassi's been pretty stingy with his double faults. Also, he's only had 2.
Number 6.
Agassi walks, and to me, his body language. If you'd hit that down the line for the winner, you could have it. It's not a good message. Game point, Coria.
There it is. Oh, it's a toy session. How often do you see Agassi get jerked around like that?
Coria mène par 2 jeux à 0.
Andre Agassi thought his biggest surprise, his biggest test was hopefully the Ancic match back in the second round. Since then, he's looked so fresh. He could not have looked fitter or more alert or energetic than he did against Xavier Malisse in the third round. And Flavio Cerreta, he was on this court just the other day looking as snappy as he could have hoped to be.
This young Argentine, Mary, just presented him with so many more problems than those guys. Even Malisse, who's a good clay court. This guy has matched Agassi in the ability to take the ball early and obviously the backhand down the line. I think that more than anything is why Agassi is looking the way he is.
Love here in this game.
But aren't you surprised that there's not more grit going on over there?
I'm surprised that he's gone away from his game plan, which is to wear the guy down.
Grinder.
Yeah, move him side to side. I think he's almost giving Coria too much respect and trying to go for some winners early in points.
Agassi's on the board here in the third, 2-1. Coria to serve, and we come back. He's got the break. Guillermo Coria. Coria rather has a 2-1 lead with a break in the third, and it is 1 set apiece. Trying to pressure Coria. Didn't work on that point, but Agassi, and you guys have been talking about it, it's his attitude, it's his body language. Got to get better.
Oh, about that dropper.
Just how often do you see somebody taking the ball earlier than Andre Agassi and dictating because of it?
That ball had a lot of pace on it, and Coria with beautiful hands able to hit a drop shot from the baseline. And I think that more than anything, Mary, is what is bothering Agassi. Courier can take the ball earlier. He plays better defense. All this, we're talking all this about his attitude and his to me, that's all because of what he's facing today. It's not because he woke up in a bad mood.
40-15, 2-1 Coria. First set Agassi, and then Coria came back. Agassi way down in the first set, 4-1, and a bunch of games in a row to win it 6-4.
Coria.
3-1 Coria.
And we keep showing Andre Agassi's eyes, and he's got obviously a deeply furrowed brow, which what he normally looks like when he's concentrating. But that's not the look. It's not certainly the Serena gaze we saw in her very easy match against Maresmo. I mean,
if looks could kill. Jeez.
Man.
Yeah, there was some intensity there.
Yeah, but with Agassi, it's not that his eyes are. It's not the look he has when he's really in control. When his eyes are huge, open wide, and just you feel like he's taking in every single moment and controlling them.
I like that. Lost control of this match is what you're saying, and for the moment, that is the story.
Oh, he's usually such a formidable presence out there. You just feel like he's out there to work the ball, grind the point. Shot after shot after shot.
Game point Agassi. That one goes wide. Agassi holds on, but he's still down the break. Coria will serve when we come back here to Paris. Coria leading 3-2 here with a breaker serve in the third. It's one set apiece. Andre Agassi is the top seed left here in Paris. And we've got Brad Gilbert on the line. We talked earlier about the fact that he is now Andy Roddick's new coach. Congratulations, Brad. Tell us about how it all came about and where you are now and what you're doing.
I'm in Jolly, London. I got a call on Saturday from Andy and took a plane on Sunday. Got in yesterday, and we just had our first practice.
This is Coria serving 3-2, love 15.
Brad, how did the practice go, by the way? What is first and foremost, what do you want to do with the kid?
Well, he's nursing a little tendinitis, so we had just a short practice, and you know what? We're just going to try to build over time a little bit. Can't build Rome in a day, and I got to get to know Andy a little better, and then, you know what? The best thing in life is just move the chains forward. Fresh set of four. And just start working on stuff. I mean, I'm very excited about the opportunity.
I'll bet you are. You know, I made a personal plea to you the night that, the day that Roddick lost.
He probably didn't get ESPN over in Paris, though.
You know, it just sounded like it was going to be a good fit. Do you have the sense that, again, you can maybe offer more to Roddick than what he's been having in the last several years?
Well, I'm not going to think about the past. You know, the only thing I'm going to think about is what we can start working on now. And, you know, for 20 years old, I mean, he's accomplished a lot already. You know, he's 6th in the world. He's got a lot of talent. He's got a huge forehand. And he's got a huge serve, so he's got a good base. And now we'll hopefully, you know, get some more stuff.
Drop shot winner, 30-all as Coria comes back in this game.
Coria is rough today on the drop shot, huh?
A lot of drop shot winners from Coria. Big serve there to get the game point.
A lot of two-hand down the line as well.
Actually, I wrote a little column yesterday on ESPN.com, and I said that's a shot to watch for Coria. He's got the sneaky little drop shot. He takes the ball early, and he loves the little eyedropper.
And that's the shot that has given Agassi the most trouble, maybe of anyone other than Pete Sampras' serve, Brad, over the years, that someone can take that backhand down the line.
Well, you know what? The 2 times that Andre's played him, he's buried him, and both times was on quicker courts. So today is a little slower courts, and so I figured that he would try some angles and some drop shots to try to get Andre off his rhythm. But you know what? I'm not getting to watch the match. Listening to your guys commentating, Andre's still pulling this match out. He's going to find another gear, and he's going to win this match. He always finds a way.
4-2 Coria here in the third is Roddick Grand Slam material.
Unquestionably. No doubt about it.
What is it that he has not yet done with his great gifts, Brad? What do you want him to do better?
What he hasn't done is what he's going to do upcoming.
All right, but tell me how you're going to try to help that happen.
Well, I'm not going to let all of his opponents know what we're talking about. We're going to keep that between the lines. You're going to see the new Andy upcoming.
Is there anything we might perhaps look for? Can you throw some kind of a bone?
Wait till you see it in England. You got, the countdown. Cliffy never knows about England. He goes after Paris, he goes home and forgets about it. But you guys will get, actually, Cliffy will get to be there this year because you guys are doing ESPN.
Thanks.
Look for Andy to get in a lot more.
All right, that makes sense.
15-love in this game at Agassi serving 2-4, crucial stage at 1 set apiece.
The 7th game, the crucial game, this is the time where Andre is going to make his move.
I'm not so sure, Brad. If you were watching it, I'm not sure you'd be saying that. But I like your attitude. Bring that attitude to Roddick, okay?
Hey, Adam Fox said that 7th game was the biggest game ever. And you know what? There's nothing like the time of now.
Yeah.
He's going to take that drop shot away from him.
Brad Gilbert, the coach of Andre Agassi for so long.
Return winner just from Coria there. I'm giving you every bit of play-by-play I can there, Brad.
It's upsetting news when you say that.
Netted there and a couple of break points for a second break and insurance here.
I want you to remember one thing now, Brad. Now that you're over there with Andy Roddick, I want you to remember how important Davis Cup is now, okay? Don't start telling him not to play.
For Andy, he likes playing Davis Cup.
Okay, I like what I hear.
He likes playing. He's already been playing for you.
I know. I just want to keep it that way.
Yeah, I'm thinking you guys got a pretty good relationship. You just got to find a way to get some wins on the clay over there in Slovakia.
That's true. Yep. Oh, Andre. Oh, no.
Bricked a volley, and Andre Agassi is down.
Thank you, Brad.
2 breaks. Thanks, Brad. Have a good one.
Coming back in this match.
All right, good luck to you.
Wishful thinking.
Radio Free Europe just brought us Brad Gilbert.
Coria is about to serve here for the 3rd set. He just won the 2nd set 6-3, and bear in mind he was up 4-1 in the first before the wheels came off in that first set. Taking on number 2 seed Andre Agassi, and he's got a bunch of new rackets. See if this does anything to help him some.
Well, I saw Darren Cahill before the match coming in the locker room with 12 of those brand new rackets. I said, well, that's quite a few. He says, we have a few spares. Well, they're obviously needing the spares. There's Jay Schweid, the racket technician. More than a stringer.
Racket technician.
Oh, you like that, huh? I knew you'd like that.
The trainers now for the WTA and ATP are called healthcare providers.
Okay, there you go.
Dolls it up a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully Agassi can dial his game up because he's not dialed in. Oh boy, got to go back to the other rackets. 2 bad misses from Agassi.
He's just so far away. He's so far away from this court, isn't he?
And is he going to be able to collect himself here down 2-1, which is what will happen here in the next couple of minutes at 30-love, Coria. Slides that one down the line. We've got 3 set points at 40-love.
For the first time this year, somebody is actually making Andre Agassi look old.
Well, there's a huge question to be answered now, and that is whether Agassi can find a way out of this. Momentum is definitely with the Argentine. It's 2-1.
West for a 9th slam and deep trouble back inside to Cliff Patrick and Mary.
And his troubles continuing here, Chris. It's 15-30 now in this first game of the 4th set, down 2-1. Those of you who just joined us, a quick recap. First set, Agassi down 4-1, comes back and wins it 6-4. And then Coria out to a quick start, and he kept it. In the second, 6-3. Third set, again, Coria winning that. With an early start. Never let go. And Agassi, somehow after that first set, they were even in the second, and then he let go of the match, got negative, and has not really yet recovered. That is long, and you've got to believe that if Coria finds himself in a position to win this match, that he could get tight. Agassi, though, for that to make any difference in this match, has got to stay at least close. Agassi, a huge hero to Coria.
Coria has won 16 of the last 20 points. He's not going away. Agassi's going to have to take him down, and it just doesn't look as though he's got the energy to do it.
Well, the gumption is there for Agassi today, and Coria is just gaining in confidence. And this guy's got some problems. Darren Cahill, Agassi's coach.
I said it a couple of hours ago. I didn't think Coria could win a set from Andre Agassi.
And after the first set of this match, it looked like you were right.
He has shown some just major clay court prowess and ability to take the initiative away from Agassi with his early ball striking capability. Look at that. He's just on top of the baseline. Agassi's doing way too much reacting. He's not reacting nearly quickly enough. Now he's missing that one.
Such a different mental battle this when we were watching Ancic. Ancic had the 2 sets and they had a break. Broken back, and then he had another break, but you always had the feeling that if Agassi could win the 3rd set, that he would win the match. Here, I don't have that feeling at all.
Well, Cliff, that's because Coria is beating Agassi at his own game. You know, Ancic was just serving bombs and pressuring Agassi and not allowing Agassi to play his type of tennis. Coria.
Patrick, the fact is that in the 2nd set, you had the feeling that this was going to be a rough day for Agassi.
I just sensed that there was Coria was just hanging in there, and just see that Agassi was uncomfortable. Together like that one.
Not only does he have to convince Coria that he can do that, he's got to convince himself. that he can make another comeback over 5 sets.
That is not a bad signal from Coria if you want to convince yourself that you can come back. Pretty lax, and now a break point.
Interesting there, Coria telling himself as he hit that winner, keep moving in, move forward. He knows that that's when he can keep Agassi on the defensive, that he's winning the majority of those points. Reminding himself to go forward when he gets the chance.
Another chance here for a break for Agassi. One isolated match in the year, but so much more than that here to the French. And there's the break. Back even in the 4th set.
Good to see a couple of little fist pumps from Andre Agassi.
First positive energy we've seen from him in a while.
Agassi is such a colossal figure here for the well, for any tournament that he enters, frankly. And to lose him would not be good for the tournament, obviously. 1 apiece, down 2 sets to 1 Agassi.
Yeah, the networks wouldn't mind at all, but it's the tournament.
Problems on the second serve for Agassi, only just 36%. Here's another one.
That's really something. And I just keep waiting for Agassi's eyes to change from concern to concentration.
Normally, Agassi's second serve points won is the best in the business, around 50%. And Coria, once he gets into the meat of the rally, is winning most of them. And Agassi feeling the pressure. 2 doubles after playing such a good game to break back, donating 2 points in this one.
Break point in the 4th set. Agassi's become much more workmanlike as a player. We've talked a lot about that, but he's also a tennis artist, and he's in trouble. Shades of 2001. Agassi and Grosjean when Bill Clinton showed up.
In the quarterfinals, Agassi got off to a quick start, winning the first set, but then President Clinton showed up, and it all went downhill as Agassi dominated in the last 3 sets.
Agassi had won in '99 at Roland Garros. Quarterfinals, losing to Grosjean, then he went out to Coria in the 2nd round after winning 3 times in Australia.
Of course, winning his 4th this year at the Australian Open.
not yet. Love 30.
Got some heat on that backhand, which forced the volley error. Agassi had better go after the Coria serve, because in his own last 3 serve games, Agassi's only won 3 points.
It's going after it. Second serve at only 83 miles an hour, and Agassi just jumps all over it.
Great points. Good recovery, and Agassi challenging him to go for that one. Out of reach, 2 apiece. We've had 4.
Takes a serve here in this 4th set.
If I were Agassi now, because of those last 3 games that you mentioned there, with only winning 3 points, I think he should look to kick that serve and get some heavy kicks in, try to get control of the point early, and not have to hit the second serve, because he's getting killed. Well, that was the right time for the drop shot. Coria was in a good position. He was inside the court. He had Agassi on his heels. He just missed it.
Always 2 warriors out there, and they both have got their own side of this story. And again, Agassi can stay close. Coria, this would be this would be his biggest win, wouldn't it ever?
Yeah.
So the pressure would be on.
All 3 first serves from Agassi in this game. Gives him a 40-love lead.
Agassi's in front. We're on serve in the 4th now. 3 games to 2, 2 sets to 1. Guillermo, Coria. You are invited, and we are recommending for you to stay right there, because this has become really fascinating. Not the best tennis of the French Championships by a long way, but the dynamics here are very interesting. Agassi now in front in the 4th.
Well, on serve, anyway. Took care of his serve, and that's exactly what he needs to be doing. The question becomes, can Agassi fight his way back? And is Coria really ready to take a win this big at a major?
Maybe not a bad time to play, but we just hit it way too high. Agassi had plenty of time. 15-30.
Agassi already with 3 majors since he's turned 30.
as soon as he hit it. That one sails 30 all, 3-2 Agassi. 4 service breaks in this 4th set. 4.
Just great defense from Coria there. It was a beautiful approach from Agassi. And the kid showing his speed and smarts, dipping that ball at Agassi's feet. That was a real tough pass. Couldn't have come in a bigger moment either.
And he got it very low too. That was a tough volley for Agassi. Long, and the game goes to Coria. He's circling the mark. That will make Agassi happy with it. And, so we're even in the 4th.
Changed his mind. He thought about hitting the drop shot and just would have got stuck in the middle of the court there, Coria.
Andre, that Patrick, the last changeover, Andre was brought over some fluids from Darren Cahill. Coach went down there. And obviously there's a real concern about his energy level.
Mm-hmm.
There's no surprise to either one of you two, I know that, because you've been talking about it. In fact, it started there, 2nd set. 15 all, 3 games all. 4th set, Agassi is down 2-1.
See
where he was when he hit that. I mean, that's a perfectly placed overhead.
Good shoulder turn. Agassi skipping back sideways. They get good balance, and that was a tough overhead. And Coria, look where he is, and slams the racket down. Covered some territory in that rally.
Point from Agassi, but it goes to Coria, and this is 30 all.
And he worked him hard that point. Coria in great control with his topspin lob, and not the shot selection that you know, Agassi's pulled that shot off at the U.S. Open a few times, but
pretty risky stuff at this stage.
And that point took quite a bit out of Agassi, I think. Taking a lot of time here and still breathing heavy. Now that's a great serve. 188 kilometers, which is 117 on the radar gun. I guess he knows he has to hit that so well up the line because Coria is covering the court so well. big are these couple of points coming up?
How indeed.
And how well the French fans know it.
Deuce.
Agassi.
Oh, that's a big backhand there. Whoa.
Agassi's in front 4-3. We're on serve. We're going to a fifth here in Paris.
Agassi mène par 4 jeux à 3. Ramassez Bolanov, s'il vous plaît.
Out of the break.
And back in the second round, Agassi took on Mario Ancic. First set, Ancic came out on fire, serving big, taking time away from Agassi. Down volley, the Croatian teenager wins the first set. 7-5. Second set, Ancic just on a roll. Dominated Agassi 6-1. Finally in the third, Agassi started to get into the thick of the match. Top spin lob winner gave Agassi set number 3, 6-4. And in the fourth, Agassi scrambling so well to run this down. Takes it to the deciding fifth set. And Agassi able to breathe a huge sigh of relief and win it 7-5 in the fifth.
Question now becomes whether we will see that same expression here in about 45 minutes. It's 4-3. Agassi in the fourth on serve. He is down 2 sets to 1.
That's the one he's been wanting to hit the first couple of forehand returns.
30-15.
Oh, wow, really overhitting there. He's going to change the racket. That ball's flying on him.
3 flyers in this game, and we're talking about how big a game that last game was. Well, every swing, every point now is just huge.
That was part of the new batch that Darren Cahill sent out about a set ago.
Game point, Coria. P-Mac quickly tighter strings, you think?
Probably a little tighter because he flailed on those 3 went long.
More control with the tighter string.
Ooh. Check this mark.
How about the spirit of this match, by the way? They're all checking the marks for each other. Neither one of them wants a point that they don't earn. They just don't want it. Another one that sails, and we're even in the fourth.
It's not the kind of game you want to play when you're getting ready to serve at 2-1 down at 4-all. Spraying the ball, 4 errors from Agassi there. And missing by about 10 feet on each one of them. If you're Coria now, you're saying get that ball back just with some spin on it, deep, and see if Agassi gives it to you.
Yep. Hit it too hard.
Too quick for that, the youngster.
Yeah, you hit that drop volley, it's got to be perfectly struck, because both of these guys are quick enough to run down anything that is not properly struck. This is the one there. He's got plenty of time. Guillermo Coria is the number 7 seed, the top Argentinian player. In fact, Coria is coming off 10 straight wins. He won at the Tennis Masters Series Hamburg.
Also a finalist at the Monte Carlo event, the first big tournament of the clay court season. Juan Carlos Ferrero beat him in the final there.
Look out here, 15-30 Monte Carlo. He beat Moya, he beat Sheila, Nadal, the Spaniard, Blake. There you are.
Oh, look at Ferrero with 25-2. Coria with the next best percentage record. And we're seeing why right now.
Great points for Coria, and if he wins one of the next 2, he'll serve for the match and a place in the semi-final of this year's French.
Out.
No, yes it is. It is out. It's called wide, and Agassi is broken. Coria will serve for the match when we come back to Paris.
Guillermo Coria set to serve for the biggest win of his career against Andre Agassi here at the French Open quarterfinals. First set to Agassi, looking for his second major of the year. But he has been struggling as Gil Reyes, his trainer, his buddy, his confidant, and his wife, Steffi Graf, look on.
But 8 slam titles under his belt, and would you call him, as his coach watches, Patrick, the favorite here after?
No. No. The favorite for what? Are you going to say for the French or for Wimbledon?
No, for the French.
No. Had him as a second, third, fourth guy coming in.
After Ferrero.
Alberto Mancini, the coach of Coria.
Ball's good, they'll play 2.
Well, that's, I mean, the big question mark. Coria and even Agassi spoke to how well this guy's been playing this year. I mean, everybody in the draw knew what this guy's clay court tennis could be like. But again, the question is he ready to win a major? Is he ready to win this match? Petrova was ready to beat Capriati. Zvonareva was ready to beat Venus. I didn't see either one of those coming either. It's been a breakout tournament for quite a few people.
This is so much home to Coria, and it is not to Agassi. It's not his favorite surface. He doesn't move as well as the clay court is for Coria. This is what he was born and bred on.
He was a young kid growing up with nothing in Argentina. His dad named him after Guillermo Vilas, who was a tennis pro, tennis teacher, his father.
He's 3 points away from by far the biggest win of his career.
Oh, this is a dream fulfilled. I mean, this kid's been basically a kid from the barrio who's dreamed of playing his idol at the French Open.
Oh, just such beautiful racket control. as he slides into that short ball. And look at the run. I mean, this is clay court genius here. Look at little stutter step so he can slide right into the ball at contact.
And zero sign of nerves.
He's a fighter, this kid. He's feisty. His coach told me earlier today he loves the big match, the big occasion. He's thrived on it so far. This is the biggest of them all so far.
First set to Agassi after Coria got out to a 4-1 lead, but then 3-2 for Coria. Now 7-5-4 for the match.
Look at this kid. Oh, all due credit to Guillermo Coria. Biggest moment of his very young career. But again, the big surprise is that Agassi seemed to have positioned himself so well to win this title again. And he was far from his best, very far from his best today, when we all thought he was only starting to get better and better.
He was flat, Patrick.
You could see, I like to see that respect from Coria when he shook Agassi's hand. He's looked up to Agassi his whole life as a tennis player, and he still had the courage, you know, to just stare him down and beat him. And look, I always knew that and thought that this was going to be a tough one for Agassi. I mean, there's just too many guys like Coria, Ferrero, Moya that just love this stuff, and great effort. I mean, look at it, listen to the crowd for Agassi. He worked his tail off to put himself in this position again, and that's all you can ask.
A standing O for Andre Agassi, no bows. And that's how things stand now at the Frank. So young Guillermo Coria has beaten the man, Andre Agassi, in 4 sets. First set to Agassi, and then 3 straight for this man from Argentina. He's in the last 4 of the second slam in Paris. Andre Agassi is the number 2 seed from the USA, but he is gone from this year's French Championships in what was a surprise, starting with the first set, Patrick.
Well, first set, Agassi looked pretty good. He was down 4-1. He's dictated play. At the end of the set, Coria looked frustrated, but in the second set, Mara, is when things started to turn around. Backhand winner up the line from Coria, and then more the same, is showing that clay court guile. Agassi was on the run scrambling, and Coria was picking his spots. And then in the 4th set, Agassi made a minor run to get back in it, but at the end it was Coria with just too much clay court stuff, and Agassi, too many unforced errors.
Coria. 3 matchs à 1. 4-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-4.
Match stats, I mean, it was Coria with about the same number of winners, Agassi with a lot of unforced errors, and look at all the breaks for Coria. He broke Agassi 9 times in this match, and Andre Agassi just had no answer for the clay court prowess of Guillermo Coria.
Yeah, I'm really of a different mindset than you are, Patrick. You guys, you know, I think you've both said the second set is where it turned around. I thought Andre Agassi came out flat. I mean, I don't think he looked good right from the start of this match. I think he's a little lucky he was able to rally from down 4-1. And, you know, I just again, I felt that he was energy challenged for the whole match. And all due credit to Coria. I mean, he played great. I think he recognized very early on that Agassi wasn't playing well. And he took the ball early. He moved like a dream. And again, I thought that Andre was going to win this in straight sets. I mean, the way he'd been playing after that second round scare. And I was dead wrong.
So it leaves you a bit flat, too, because he's such a huge figure in this championship.
Yeah.
The number 2 seed is gone, joins Leighton Hewitt in the sidelines. What does this mean for the future of this tournament, this second slam of the year, Patrick?
Well, to me, it doesn't really change the big picture. I mean, Kerr's been one of the best dirt ballers this year. I still think Ferrero on Carlos is a favorite. You still got some other guys from Spain that know how to play in the clay, including the defending champ Albert Costa. But I still like Ferrero. He played Kerr in the final earlier this year and beat him pretty comfortably, and I think he's got more firepower than the young Argentine, and I still like his chances.
I'll say something. You're very consistent. You've been that way since the beginning, and
unlike Agassi today.
Indeed, it turns out to be true. So Andre Agassi is gone, the number 2 seed from the French Championships. The winner is Coria of Argentina.